Okay, now we are interested to find the angle between two vectors in the orbital plane. So suppose in this figure, so this is the real axis and this one is the imaginary axis. So this is the original real axis and this is the original imaginary axis. So we have shifted the real axis and imaginary axis so that the RE dash axis is parallel to real axis and IM dash is parallel to imaginary axis. Now let us consider this point is a point which is Z1. So this point is A, and here suppose a point which is Z2. So this point, suppose this point is B, and suppose here it is a point, this is Z3. Suppose this point is C. Now the length of Z1, Z2 is R1 and that of Z1, Z3 is R2. Now in our previous class we have seen this, that if this angle is θ1 and if this angle is θ2, then AC vector, so this is AC vector, so AC vector can be represented, this is R2, so AC vector can be represented as AC vector is equal to Z3 minus Z1 this is position vector of C minus position vector of A, so this is AC vector, and that is equal to R2 into cos θ2 plus I sin θ2. Similarly, if we want to represent AB vector, so AB vector will be, see, AB vector is actually position vector of B minus position vector of A, so that is Z2 minus Z1. So this will be Z2 minus Z1 and this is equal to R1. R1 is the modulus of this vector. So this is equal to R1 into the angle here is θ1. So we can write it cos θ1 plus I sin θ1. Now if we divide Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1, so this is, we are getting another vector. So after watching this figure you can understand this. Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1 will be equal to R2 by R1 and cos θ2 minus θ1 plus I sin θ2 minus θ1. Now this thing we are getting actually from the Eulerian form. Actually this thing can be written as R2, this thing can be written like this, R2 e to the power I θ2, and this thing is R1 e to the power I θ1. Now if we divide R2 by R1 e to the power I θ2 by e to the power I θ1, then we will get e to the power I θ2 minus θ1. So this thing in turn will give cos θ2 minus θ1 plus I sin θ2 minus θ1. So for better understanding I will recommend you to see my previous classes. So in that classes I have described how from Eulerian form we are getting this thing. So now Z3 minus Z1 and Z2 minus Z1, so this is another complex number which is cos θ2 minus θ1 plus I θ2 minus θ1. R2 by R1 is the modulus of these two lines. Now we can write, so R2 is actually the length of the two vectors. that is one is AC vector, R2 is the length of AC vector, and R1 is the length of AB vector. So if we write argument of this vector, that is argument of Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1, so this will be actually theta 2 minus theta 1, because the argument of this vector is theta 2 minus theta 1. So for understanding argument, you have to see my previous classes. So in previous classes I have described what is argument. So if a vector z is equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta, then r is called its modulus and that theta is called its argument. So here the theta is actually theta 2 minus theta 1 and r2 by r1 is the modulus of this total complex number z3 minus z1 by z2 minus z1. So here r2 by r1 is the modulus and theta 2 minus theta 1 is the argument. So argument of this complex number will be theta 2 minus theta 1. Now notice the figure. See the figure here. So actually theta 2 minus theta 1 is this angle. So this angle, let us take this angle is alpha. So we can write argument from here. So we have got argument of Z3 minus Z1 by Z2 minus Z1 is equal to alpha. So this is the angle between two vectors. So if we want to represent the angle between two vectors, then simply we have to take the position vector of all the points, then their argument will give you the angle. For instance, I am showing you another example such that you can understand how it can be done for other cases. Suppose here it is a point, this is A, this can be B, this can be C. Now suppose this vector, this position vector of point B is Z1, position vector of C is Z2 and position vector of A is suppose Z3. So here AB vector will be equal to Z1 minus Z3 and AC vector will be equal to Z2 minus Z3. Now if we want to find out this angle alpha, so this angle is always measured anti-clockwise. So at first you have to take where the arrow is touching. So arrow is touching in this vector, so AC vector. So you have to take the representation of AC vector at first. So the representation of AC vector will be Z2 minus Z3 divided by Z1 minus Z3, and if we take argument of this complex number, then this will give you the angle alpha. So at first you have to take where the arrow is touching. So at first you have to take AC vector. So AC vector is represented as position vector of C minus position vector of A, that is Z2 minus Z3. Then you have to take AB vector, that is Z1 minus Z3. So an argument of this is equal to alpha. So now you can find the angle of any two vectors. The angle between any two vectors can be found out by this process. Now there are some points to note here, that previously we have said this, that we are getting, say, Z2 minus Z1 by Z3 minus Z1. That means we are finding the angle subtended at Z1. So Z2 minus Z1 by Z3 minus Z1 is equal to, the relation is like this, say R2 by R1 into cos theta 2 minus theta 1. Now we can write this is cos alpha plus I sin alpha, where alpha is the angle between. So this will be the figure. Say this is Z2, this is Z1, this is Z3, and this is the angle alpha. So Z2 minus Z1 by Z3 minus Z1. So this is giving this thing, cos alpha plus I sin alpha, where alpha is the angle between the vectors, this vector and this vector. Now if this angle is 90 degree, then we have to put here alpha is equal to 90 degree. Now if we put alpha is equal to 90 degree, then the value of cos 90 degree is 0. So it will be I sin 90 degree, that will be only I into R2 by R1. So we can say if number 1, so there are basically 2 points to note. Number 1, if say Z2 minus Z1 by Z3 minus Z1 is equal to I R2 by R1, that is say I into some constant. That means Z1 Z2 and the vector representing Z3 Z1, these two are intersecting perpendicularly. That means it will be like this. So this is say Z2, this is Z1. Suppose this is Z2 minus Z1, this is suppose Z3 minus Z4. So this is Z2 Z1, this is Z3, this is Z4. So this angle will be 90 degree. Of course this will be 90 degree if the condition is this, Z2 minus Z1 and Z3 minus Z4. So Z3 minus Z4 is actually this vector. So from this vector, so equation of this vector will be Z3 minus Z4, and Z2 minus Z1 will be this vector. So the angle between these two vectors is 90 degree if the relation is like this, Z2 minus Z1 by Z3 minus Z4 is equal to I into some constant. Then the angle between two vectors will be 90 degree. This is number 1 condition. And number 2 condition is this. If suppose this angle between two vectors is either 0 degree or pi, that means the points are collinear, say Z2 minus Z1 by Z3 minus Z4. If this thing is equal to, so this will be only real part. If we put alpha is equal to 0 degree or alpha is equal to pi, then we can get a real value. So this will be either plus or minus. So this will be some real value. This will be plus minus. Here also you can write plus minus. So this will be plus minus a real value. Real value means say R2 by R1 only. That means if it is real, that means Z2, Z1, Z3, Z4 are in a straight line. That means they are collinear. So this is the corollary. We can say this is the corollary we can get from the angle between two vectors. So this is the basic thing when we find the angle between two vectors in organ plane, and the corollary is that if Z2 minus Z1 by Z3 minus Z4 is equal to some imaginary part, that means they are intersecting at right angle, and if Z2 minus Z1 by Z3 minus Z4 is equal to plus minus some constant, that means they are in a straight line, they are collinear. So after this we will discuss something about the argument, the properties of argument and properties of modulus, and after that we will do geometry with complex number.